I just can't understand this art stuff. What's the point of a boring line on a canvas?
Oh, mate, I hear you were confused about this art. Yeah, well, with an abstract piece like this, the artist wasn't trying to draw something from real life.
Huh?
Well, abstract art like this is supposed to convey emotions or ideas, yeah. So maybe you could do this yourself, but I myself think that it takes a very special artist to convey such interesting concepts.
How did you learn all of this interesting information?
Well, you know, I'm a rather smart guy, and
this painting is from the abstract era.
What was that?
All right, fine. I was lying, mate. I was using this amazing website called ArtAncestory. You just upload a painting and it will tell you which era the painting is from and information about the era. I didn't know a thing about art, but now I've learned so much. You should try it sometime, mate. It's got over 25 different eras from across the globe.
Wow, that's so amazing. Oh my goodness, this is absolutely life-changing. I can't believe it. I thought I was destined to live a life of eternal dissatisfaction. But now I know that doesn't have to be true. With art ancestry by my side, I think my life will now be fulfilled.
Thank you, ArtAncestry.
All right.
Hi guys, we're the Fearless Flamingos and our product is our Ancestry.
I'm Klein.
Hi, I'm Megan.
Hi, I'm Lynn.
I'm Gabe.
Hi, I'm Dennis.
And I'm Gian.
So what is Art Ancestry? Art Ancestry is an AI model that we created, which can identify the era of a painting that the user uploads, and then it can provide more information about the era. So the user will just upload their painting, and then the AI model will take all of the information we trained it on, the 25 plus eras of art from all around the world, they'll analyze the painting, and then return what the era the painting is from.
So what's the actual purpose of Art Ancestry? Art Ancestry provides users with simple learning tools when it comes to art. All you have to do is take a picture, upload it to the website, and from there you'll learn all about the era the painting is from. This way, users will slowly develop their own skills to recognize key differences between different eras and movements. We'll also be providing users with an opportunity to discover on their own. If someone was walking around a museum using Art Ancestry and kept running into a certain era of paintings they liked, they would then have the knowledge to take the next step in teaching themselves more about said era of art. Finally, Art Ancestry can inspire. Looking back on the museum example, somebody could be looking around and decide that they want to try their hand at mimicking a style that they admire, or maybe combining aspects from various eras into their own unique art. So why make an art book? Well, why not? In this day and age, technology is growing fast and spreading into other disciplines, and AI is not an exception to this. With Art Ancestry, more people can express their ideas and learn more about art and history, even if they don't have a background in art. Just imagine having a widespread of data, thousands of years of development right at your fingertips. That's what Art Ancestry can provide.
But to make the model, first we need to find a data set. We looked through online through Kaggle to find a data set. Kaggle is a website with tons of data sets of all kinds of things, but we were specifically looking for data sets with paintings labeled with different eras. We eventually found one called Surreal Symphonies, but Surreal Symphonies was missing eras we wanted, and it had extra eras we didn't need. So after messing around with that in RoboFlow and also web scraping for extra eras, we had about 5.7K images with a 66-33 split between training and testing data. Testing data is the data we use to test the AI to see its accuracy, and training data is the data we use to train the bot itself. The model returned a confusion matrix after the first run, which allowed us to see which eras it was messing up with and allowed us to take a second look at them. And then after we went through them, we scrubbed through them, we took out any images we didn't like, we ended up with 5.5K images.
So confusion matrices are very important in helping us make and improve our model because they allow us to determine what errors the AI can classify successfully and unsuccessfully. After knowing what errors were getting mixed up, we spent some time filtering out images and editing our data set to make those errors more distinguishable, thus improving our model's accuracy. As you can see, this is our first confusion matrix, and we've had a lot of images that the model correctly classified, like Japanese and expressionism art. But we also had many errors like Baroque and abstract art get confused for errors like Romanticism and contemporary.
So in order to improve our model, we needed to make various changes to the data set. This included removing potentially confusing eras. For example, contemporary, modern, and Latin American modernism were ones that often got mixed up with others. We needed to make eras more distinct. So there were sometimes eras would look pretty similar, and we needed to kind of highlight their differences. And then we need to expand eras. So data sets that had fewer images, such as Amazonian art, we need to add more images into them to train the model better.
It's quite understandable for our model to confuse eras from each other because a lot of them share characteristics with each other. So in order to reduce this confusion, as Klein said, we've had to remove some images as well as some errors from our data set, unfortunately. But as you can see in our final confusion matrix, as of right now, the improvement in our accuracy is evident.
So because we finished training the model in week 2, we were able to start on a website at the end of week 2 and the beginning of week 3. This website needed to have the user input an image, then send the image to the Hugging Face, and then the model would take the image and output the error it's from. Then the website would receive the error from the model, and then it would output information about the error as well as some examples of art. Most importantly, though, it had to look super cool. So when we started creating the data, the first thing we did was go to Bootstrap and pick out a template. We chose the agency template because it had a nice background picture and a nice theme to it. So we imported the template into Replit, and then Monday and Tuesday of the week 3, we just spent all day trying to work out the front end. So we changed colors, we changed images, and we changed the text. After the front page was looking good, we decided to make a second page with the results so that when you submit your image, you go to the results page. The results page would have the painting that the user input, as well as information about the era it's from, and a gallery of paintings that are from the same era.
So we had all our high-flying ideas of what we wanted to do with the website, but that meant we had to go ahead and delve into HTML and CSS, which both languages are involved in website development. And with some Travis presentations and a couple web searches, we had a decent grasp on what we wanted to do. And so we implemented our own code into the template. And with that, our front end was pretty solid, quite artsy, I do think. And it was time for us to actually import our model into the website.
So Hugging Face is the service we use to train our model. Once we completed our data set, we passed it on to Hugging Face to train the AI. And then when we were ready to implement the model into our website, we used Hugging Face's API to allow our website to run the model without having to rebuild all the code directly into the web page. So an API is kind of like a way to access code someone else has already built and to use it in your project. To use an art analogy, it'd be like buying paints from the store instead of trying to mix your own paints from scratch.
On our website, we made different sections for the user to navigate. The first one is the title page, where the user is greeted with different paintings transitioning. Then there's the upload section, where users upload a photo of the art. After that, there's the mission section that describes the purpose of art ancestry. This next section is the errors section, where users can see some of the few errors that we have. Then we have the timeline which shows our progress of making art ancestry. And finally, we have the team section, where we have small descriptions for each member of the Fearless Flamingos.
One of the most important parts of art ancestry to us was its ability to teach, but if all art ancestry could actually do was tell someone the name of an era, it wouldn't do much in terms of teaching. To combat this, we wrote 27 different blurbs for every single era, including important information, defining characteristics, tools and techniques of the era, and famous artists from the era. Once we had written these blurbs, we had made a dictionary and put all of the blurbs into it so the program could return the passage in accordance with the model's results.
Okay, so this is our website. So when you get onto the page, the first thing you see is our little slideshow of different art, and then you can hit get started or scroll down a little bit. And this is where you can upload your paintings. So we'll demonstrate a few paintings. This is our first one, and this image, it was able to recognize that it was from the Baroque period. And then on the left side, you can see a quick little description, and then this distinguishing traits from the era. It lists commonly used tools and techniques, and then it also lists famous artists. And if you scroll down a little bit more, you can see more paintings from the Baroque era. And then if you want to try again, you can scroll down a little bit further, and you can choose another file to upload. In this era, it was able to recognize as Islamic art. So you've got your quick little description, distinguishing traits, tools and techniques, famous artists, and more examples. And then a third example. It was able to identify as anime. So yeah, and then if you scroll past this little section, we have a little mission statement where we talk about what art ancestry is used for and what we kind of built it for. And then it even has a quick little featured area showing like what specific areas it's good at. And you can click on these things and it'll give you a quick little information segment. And then if you scroll down, here's our little timeline that shows what we did in building the website from week 1 to week 3. And then below that is us. Best part of it, no, I'm just kidding. And then that's our website. Yeah.
You did say they were very brief descriptions. Being Earthling person, I'll give you that. They are brief.
So all in all, we had a really good time working on this project. I know personally, I didn't have much experience with any of this. Minimal knowledge is a good way of putting it without making me sound ignorant. But throughout these past 3 weeks, we learned a lot about computer vision in general, AI models, various coding languages like HTML and CSS, and a lot more. Even a little video editing, as you saw in the beginning. So I guess personally, I couldn't be more proud of it. And best model and website, definitely not subjective by any means. But if we did have more time though, there are some things we could have implemented. So artist identification would be interesting, as well as medium identification and subject identification. But that's just a lot to fit in that 3-week period. And I have to say, none of this would have been possible without Satwika and her amazing knowledge and patience for sure. And so thank you so much for all your help, and I was happy to be a part of this. Oh yeah, thank you for watching. Had a lot of fun. AI camp, awesome. 10 out of 10. Would do again.